Hi, everybody. I'm Jerrold Shapiro. I'm leading a very experienced team of entrepreneurs with experience in the medical industry. And we're developing a device to help 1 billion women worldwide with a very common problem, urinary incontinence. And we get them out of diapers and pads, say on the previous one, so that they can enjoy their life. Next slide, please. You may not realize this, but almost half of women over 70 are incontinent. Even young women, a quarter of them are incontinent. It adds up to 1 billion incontinent women worldwide. Quite a big market. When you got a problem, you need a great solution. And the solution is that we simply block urine leakage when abdominal pressure is high. We put a valve in the patient's urethra. It allows normal urination, but when it senses the rise of pressure that signifies a sneeze or cough that usually signifies a leak, the device shuts and blocks the leak. When the pressure comes down, it opens and she can pee normally. There's no surgery involved. We put it in her urethra in the doctor's office, and it contains an antimicrobial that prevents bacteria growing on the device. And because of that, we have to replace the device 3 times a year to renew the antimicrobial, and the price retail is $667 each. So this is a big market. Our total addressable market is $2 trillion a year in sales per year, and that's every year worldwide. Our SAM is $277 billion in our initial markets in the US and Europe, and our SOM is $100 billion in sales in the US and Europe. For investors, we're offering a double-digit ROI for accredited investors, again, calculated, not guaranteed. We've tested this in vitro in the lab, and we found that the valve closes exactly the design pressure of 100 centimeters of water. A sneeze goes up to 150, so on the way, it closes the valve. We've also tested in women. We had a Krav Maga athlete leak urine under provocative testing, 34 millimeters leak without the valve. With the valve, 0. And we've asked the women, do you feel the device? No, they don't. In fact, the biggest problem we have is that after we've done our experimental work, the women don't want to give the device back. They want to take it home because it works so well. So we have value propositions for almost everybody. The patient can enjoy her life free of embarrassment, free of the isolation that comes from worrying about urine odor on her diaper. The doctors have a safe device replaced 3 times a year that brings in $180,000 per year of new revenue. The insurance companies avoid the risky $25,000 surgery that's often done for incontinence. And for those interested in ESG, we're keeping 2 trillion diapers out of landfills. Socially, we return elderly women who are incontinent to the warm bosom of their families and give all these women the freedom to enjoy their life without worry and restore their dignity. And by the way, the government saves $150,000 of the annual nursing home cost per patient. That's $4 trillion a year that we save the government. So how do you monetize this? Well, it provides recurring revenue for the doc, not from the device, but from the work of putting in and out, $1,500 a year per patient for their work. Typical doc has 120 patients needing our device. That's $180K a year. And the distributor stocks the device with the doctors, and the doctor installs it, but the patient pays the distributor, or in some cases, the insurance pays the distributor. Again, 3 for about $2,000. And this device's cost is less than what you now pays to wear pads, mattress pads, creams, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the patient actually saves money while using this device. So the business model is B2B2C, from us to the distributor to the patient. And it has to be prescription only. So the doctor puts the first device in the patient from the supply in the office, calls the patient every 4 months, have her to come back and have the device replaced. And that's something that's not just temporary, it's for the rest of her life. So it can bring the doctor $52,000 of revenue over the rest of the life of the patient. Milestones, we're doing an early feasibility right now. We'll be doing a clinical trial that we need to get de novo 510K clearance. Once that clearance occurs in about 2 years, then we'll be starting to sell. And before we actually start selling, we'll be running an educational program so that doctors know exactly what to do. Here's our A team. 120 years of experience next. This is what we're raising, 1.2 million, et cetera. And then finally, the exit strategy. And you guys can all look at these slides later.